In this section, we're going to be talking about sharing tabs with students through Hapara highlights. And first thing I want to show you is that once you are in your Hapara teacher dashboard, you can share tabs to students from any screen. So I am teacher dashboard right now, and this link button in the purple header opens tabs for the whole class. I can click that here and it will open tabs. I want to show you before I go to the highlight section that in workspace, if you're in workspace, you have that same option. You can click here to open the tabs for the students. In highlights, this is where it actually works. So in highlights, you can click to open a tab for students. It will open up this dialog box, and I can choose to open tabs for a whole class, for groups if I have set up groups and put students in the groups, or for individual students. I'm going to choose student 9 right now. And I'm going to send student 9 a couple of tabs that they're going to need to work on a project. It's going to be faster for me to send these tabs than it is for the student to be able to open them up themselves. So I'm going to send Drive because I want the student to be working in their Google Drive. I want them to be working in Classroom because that's where I have put some assignments for them. And then today we're going to be working in WeVideo, so I want them to be able to go to WeVideo. I also have set up this project in Hapara Workspace, so I want them to be able to go to Workspace. So I'm going to put them to Workspace very quickly, and then I want them to be able to do some research. And I want their research actually to be from Wikipedia. So I'm going to send them to Wikipedia. And all I need to do is when I put drive.google.com in, I can hit tab or I can hit the comma, and it's going to make it so that I can type another URL. So now I've got 5 URLs in here, and you'll notice it says maximum 5 links entered. When you are opening tabs for students, you can only open 5 tabs at a time. Now I could open 5 tabs and then come back here and open 5 more tabs if I needed to send them 10 tabs. We'll talk about focused browsing in a little bit, but I need you to know that when you're doing focused browsing, you can only focus browse a student into 5 tabs, no more than 5 tabs. So now I've got student 9 chosen. I've got my 5 tabs. I'm going to click open tabs. And if we look right here, student 9's card is going to start populating with those tabs that I sent. And because I'm also logged in as student 9, we can look up here. Here I am as student 9. The one tab I had open was my .ccpsnet.net, but I can see my teacher has sent me to Google Drive, to Classroom, to WeVideo, to Workspace, and to Wikipedia. And I didn't have to type in those, and they all opened very quickly. Now that we have talked about how to open tabs for students, we're going to talk about focused browsing. Focused browsing is an amazing way to keep students in a certain tab to really focus them in on the work that you want them to do right now. I want my students to do a project where they are going to be doing a Google Drive document that they are going to be comparing the life of Thomas Edison and Steve Jobs. And right now, I really want them to focus in on the research. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on my send a link button. And this time, I'm going to send it out to a group. I've got a certain group, partner group 2, that I want to send it to. And I'm going to click on the focused browsing button. This target means it's going to begin to focus browse. And I've got a couple of sites that I want them to go to. First, I want them to be able to go to drive.google.com. If I hit tab or if I hit comma, you see it makes that as one of the tabs I can send. And then I've got a couple of websites that I have found for my students already on the Britannica schools that I'm going to copy. This one is for Thomas Edison, so I'm just going to copy this link, paste it in here, hit tab, copy this link, Steve Jobs, paste it in here, hit tab, and I'm going to send 3 links. I can send up to 5 links for focused browsing, but I can't send more than 5 links. I can only focus browse my students on 5 different tabs. So right now I'm going to send them to drive.google.com and then these 2 articles. If I want them to be able to get to anywhere within drive.google.com or within Britannica, I'm going to limit browsing to anywhere in these sites. If I only want them to get to drive.google.com, that one Google Drive, they won't be able to open a new document, and these 2 research sites, then I would choose limit browsing to only these pages. For now, I want them to be able to navigate around inside of Britannica and inside of their Google Drive. I can set a time limit. My class is 15 minutes, or I want them to be doing solid research for 15 minutes. I don't really want them to be going any longer than that. And my class right now only lasts maybe 30 more minutes, so I want to be able to have some instruction time after that. And then this is a really kind thing to do. Restore the tabs after release. Once you release the students from focused browsing, it's going to restore the tabs that they already had open. So I have got my tabs, I've got my focused browsing, I'm going to send it to a group, and I'm going to click Open Tabs. It gives me a countdown. After 5 seconds, it gives the students a countdown, and it says, hey, your teacher is about to open focused browsing. The student can choose to start it right then, or in 10 seconds, it will automatically start. And you can see I'm logging in as student 9 right here, and it closed my other tabs, and it gave me 3 tabs. I've got my Google Drive, I've got my Thomas Edison, and I've got my Steve Jobs. Now let's say I really, really want to use Wikipedia as a student. When I click to open a new tab and I start typing, it gives me this focused browsing is active. Focused browsing has been initiated by teacher using Hapara highlight, so you will not be able to access for the next 15 minutes, and this will count down. If a student closes out one of these tabs, they have to have that exact same article or that exact same tab to be able to open it back. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you a quick and very neat way that you can teach your students. So I'm a student 9, I click this tab and I want to try to get it back. The best way to do it is on their keyboard. If they hit Control, Shift, and T, it will open up the latest closed tab, but you'll notice that it is a tab that I can get to. So as a teacher, it's time. I noticed that all of my students have kind of finished up their research and it's a little early. I have a couple of things that I can do. I can release focused browsing a student at a time by clicking this target, and this target is what shows that this student 5, student 7, and student 9 are all in focused browsing. Or if I want to release them all at once, I just click Close Tabs right here. And when I do that, what it does is it closes the tabs that I had for those students. It tells them that the focused browsing session is over, and it opens any tabs that they may have had open before. And so you can see here in student 9, it's trying to open the my.ccpsnet.net because that's what student 9 had open before.